Okay.
Okay, hello, Randomers Podcast. Today we are playing a game on Roblox called Guilty. So yeah, welcome to the podcast.
Okay, so basically you're not allowed to say your answer out loud and just vote for whoever it is. I didn't read the answer. I'm just going
My
to
answer
Laugh
is.
at the wrong moment. Most likely to
My
laugh at the wrong
answer
moment.
is.
I know who it definitely is.
Sorry, Cody.
You're forgetting who's the most dirty-minded.
Oh yeah, it's probably be me, but still.
Yeah,
That's the
true.
question.
Chuckles and chuckle.
I know who that is.
I don't know.
My wonder.
It's definitely me.
No, but get this. I did. No, don't say your answer out loud.
Cause I was gonna check.
I voted because I made a YouTube channel. I recorded it. So technically, it's a podcast channel.
It's most likely to me.
I don't say it. Don't say it. Don't be biased because of YouTubers. But I know who it's gonna be. It's because of their funny jokes.
What? Hey, thanks.
I was thinking Graydon. He makes really funny jokes.
Well, I thought it would be the guy in the middle. It's
Mo
most.
could be a comedian. Oh, I know.
Ollie started this channel.
Cool.
Ollie did start the channel.
Don't ask how I was most voted.
Don't be biased.
Going to bed now, Ollie.
Oh, I know.
So your brother's going to bed, so you need to keep the volume
It's most likely what they.
You know, if you.
Hey, I know the guy that likes a bit of horror. You know, there's someone who here likes a bit of horror. You know, like.
My mouth fell out, Charles. Shut up.
If you're ever feeling alone at night, watch a horror movie. You won't feel. You won't.
Yes, I do.
Why you think me? I don't watch like horror movies without like even with concern some.
I know. I got this one definitely in the bag, mate. Oh.
I know a lot about the back rooms.
Then, how much do you exactly know compared to me?
What?
What? How am I gonna slip into the back room? I don't. They're just minutes on a concrete tile.
Just jump. Imagine just jumping into a concrete tile and then you just fall into the back rooms.
No.
Okay, who's the smartest guy here? Play it!
100% not to me, okay?
No, don't say anything, because if you say something,
You change.
Well,
Definitely not me.
I won.
You think I'd rule the world, but then two people think it would be Vacated Galaxy to rule the world as well.
It's time to rule the world, people.
The most likely to enjoy it.
God, I'd love a zombie apocalypse, an excuse to just shoot things with a gun for hours on end without rounds stopping.
Hours at a time.
The licenses might be fun.
Oh yeah, I do.
Chalamawonka.
Yeah, shooting zombies with a gun without a license might be fun.
Just likely to win the lottery and then lose the ticket.
Oh,
That's two
Who it is.
people here.
there's two clumsy people here, and I know who they are.
Yeah, but we're not saying a thing until the thing answers over.
Most voted!
Oh my god, at the time, we need a fifth person to be a tiebreaker.
Oh my freaking god.
Most
The
likely to cover their eyes to an op.
Oh, I am. Like, I cannot stand stuff like horror
Don't say
movies.
anything.
Ollie, don't say anything or just think it in your head. Because otherwise we're all gonna vote for you.
I don't care, I'm voting for myself.
Then don't say anything who you're voting for.
We all voted for me.
Except Cody.
Nah, I didn't. I'm the odd one out.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's me. I've abandoned my room multiple times because of spinner spiders, chunky spiders, thin spiders, cellar spiders.
Ollie, don't say anything because otherwise we all know who we're gonna vote for. Which will be
I'd abandoned the room because of a spider. Wouldn't I?
Don't say anything
I would.
about who you're going. Just don't say anything about who you're gonna vote for, because otherwise, then it's kind of just like,
harmless
oh,
spider.
yeah, here's the free answer, mate.
Honestly, I'd like to do this in real life.
Daddy long legs.
Oh, I know.
Who's
Oh
most
yeah,
likely
everyone
to
has turned up. Stuff should be.
the odd one out?
No one likes me.
Hey, I like you. You're a good
No,
friend.
my
And
friends
so
at
do
school. No, my friends at school. I'm bit mean,
Cody just agrees. I am the odd one out.
Bit mean, mate. Oh, I know.
You'd be the same person who enjoys it.
Yeah.
It's Chalamonka.
Yeah. I'll enjoy it and then die 2 seconds later.
Yeah, just like. Oh hell yeah! Bunch. Ow. Yep. Hey, when would I die first?
And sacrifice you.
Literal. Oh, it's most likely to die randomly.
Oh, I
You'll-
know.
I probably
We all
would.
know.
I know.
No. Oh no, we all know.
Who did
It's
you say?
actually kind of true.
Beep.
Yep.
Ah.
It's because he has cancer and he's a cancer survivor.
I mean, he's
Yeah, I had. Remember that I had cancer. It gave me heart problems.
I love how we can. Oh, I know.
couple people.
Me.
No, I'd say be the guy who is on Discord online all the time.
And who's
Does
that?
anyone else want to spend their Robux for custom questions as well?
I don't have any.
I have 15.
You can make a custom question for
We all voted for ourselves.
I've been online for about like almost
Why is my vision
30
all
times.
Anyway, welcome to the podcast. We've all been enjoying ourselves just playing games.
Yeah. Should I turn my camera on for this?
Yeah, you probably should. Yeah, everyone turn their cameras on if they're comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Because, like, we're all just sitting here, like...
Are you joking? Are you joking? Me?
What? Yeah, you probably have superpowers now.
I don't.
Hey, if you do, we wouldn't tell the government.
Just
Even if
that.
you give us millions of dollars. Hey, we already know this answer.
We
Yeah.
already know the answer.
But they kinda don't mind it as well.
I actually don't know the answer.
I hope I clicked that right.
Actually, no, no,
I may have accidentally misclicked, but who knows.
I didn't.
I didn't misclick.
Graydon's funny! He makes the best jokes when it's just me and him.
Well, yes, but if you met me at school, I'd be popping off with them adult jokes.
Yeah.
No, look
I
at
was
those
likely
women.
to get a free
That
badge.
kind of woman.
I mean, when I went skiing, I got a badge when I went skiing at one point.
Literally,
time
the
I
most
went to
random
camp-
badge
well-
I ever got was literally
What?
someone stepped on my foot, then I just got a badge for it, like... I was so confused as a little child. I was
I'm
like,
at camp quality. I had my birthday.
I played a video. I played a video game. A single game of the video game. I got a badge.
Camera
Do
unavailable.
you know what the badge was for?
okay, I'm gonna return in a sec. I'm heading for a whiz.
Who's most
I
likely
know.
president?
I know. I know. I know.
The most serious guy here, probably.
Him.
Yes, him over there.
No, him. You.
Me, because I'm serious.
You're serious. Him.
It's the most likely to leave a text on read. I don't know what leaving someone on read means.
Just not responding to that text, but you saw that text.
I mean, we've all done it a couple times.
Bruh. He voted for freaking Olikio. I always leave people in red.
Likely to be the serious out of the group.
Oh god. You know what? It's him.
Oh yes, him.
So, yeah, what about him or him?
Not him. Oh. Voted for you except Ollie because he's away right now. Joke so bad, you're dead.
Too bad after they. Oh my god. I do get many senses of feelings. So.
Oh, you don't know how much I've cried at the most. Oops, I misclicked. I meant to click me, but accidentally clicked Cody. You don't know how freaking emotional I am. When I'm off Discord, I actually like hate myself. I meant to vote myself, but yeah. Like I literally I'm like.
Hey, how
I
tall
said
are
the
you
wrong
guys?
thing. I'm like
Seems like-
1 meter 62.
I mean, it's very rare that young people tell the truth. I'm gonna pick one of the youngest people.
Oh, so
hello.
Cody.
Should I do a-
Almost everyone voted for you. Pardon?
Most likely to forget what they told. Forget what they told someone.
I know who it is.
I mean, I've always remembered what someone has told me before, and when I
100%. I know who that is.
and when they retold them the facts, they got surprised that I know it. What do you mean? Kwakky always gets surprised that I tell him a fact that he already told me 3 months ago.
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, I'm not on Thursdays, and then like next week, bro, why weren't you on Thursday? I was like, I forgot about that.
Me. I don't even care at this point. Just vote me.
Like,
Oh god, I didn't.
you know,
If
if my fourth grade teacher, you know, if my fourth grade teacher was on here, she'd spam click herself. She is so scared of spiders.
I just needed to turn everyone down
She sees
because
one,
everyone
she
is
like
a bit
runs
loud.
out the room. I'm not joking.
Oh, that are harmless.
Kind of goofy.
Wait, who won the last vote?
Situation. Who's
You.
most likely to overthink a situation?
Ah, wait, did you say I did?
Ollie won the last vote.
Eat sandwich.
Everyone voted for themselves. Guys, after like 2 more.
Wait.
Hamburger.
Is it similar to Do
I
Not
have
the
others.
Stairs?
Who's most likely to have burger?
Guys, how about after like
Um,
3 more rounds we play another game?
Yeah, Jenga probably.
Yeah, Jenga. Let's play Jenga after. Cody. What about Cody? Okay, after one more question, let's play Jenga, guys.
hamburger.
Okay, so all the people of existence on a are here with us
No,
today.
I'm gonna summon another custom question, so don't leave just yet.
Yeah, okay.
No way out of trouble. I mean, I think some of us have tried to do it before.
Okay, so I'm gonna try something.
I forgot what the question was.
So I've activated some music and hopefully this will broadcast across here.
Okay.
It seems to be working.
Okay, after this one, let's play a different game.
I'm trying to learn Japanese.
Has anyone tried to learn a different language?
I have.
Me. I have learned.
Trying to learn Japanese.
Bro, my friends,
Japanese don't break your knees.
friends are freaking, friends. My friends are friends. They speak English as well, but they're mostly French, so like I learned almost everything. Okay, after this question, let's play Jenga. I'm calling it.
I mean, some of the things that Olikio has verbally said.
Yeah, like even I gotta admit.
My family is likely gonna
Chuckle.
break a law.
I'm in danger!
Everyone
voted
was waiting
for me.
before he could do anything.
Come on, let's play Jenga now. Let's play Jenga now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in danger.
Wait, are we leaving now?
Yeah.
Jenga.
Guys, look at me. Look at my camera.
Jenga!
I'm in danger. In danger.
Hold up.
Oh god, your screen's glitching out. Oh no.
As cold as the sun, as warm as my bum.
Yes?
Eat sandwiches and call me Timmy.
Oh my god, your screen! This guy's screen is glitching out.
Yep.
Am I pointing to
Kwakky is
Kwakky?
slowly taking over his screen.
Am I pointing to Kwakky? Am I pointing to Kwakky?
Are you meant to
Yes.
be pointing?
But
to me?
no, you're pointing to I am dead.
What do you mean? Kwakky is right here and I am dead's there.
No, he's not.
Wait, no, it's the other way round for me.
Yeah, for me, you're right there, Cody. I am dead down here, and Olikio is like all the way in the corner.
I have no idea where you're pointing, cause
Over there's Olikio. Over
to me it
there
looks
is
like you're
Cody, and
on
around
there.
is Kwakky.
Oh yeah, tiny bit.
I'm just here like ba 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 ba.
Guys, I'm gonna put it reverse here.
Yeah, the corruption is slowly taking over Kwakky's screen.
Pibby corrupted in real life. Kwakky will be dead.
No. Finally, the brain stopped.
You are dead. No
Kwakky
big
just
surprise.
nowhere near the camera.
Please tell me I'm the destroyer. I would love to be the destroyer. Oh no, it's duck.
I'm about to join.
Remember, duck if you see the duck.
Eat sandwich.
Come on, England. Goals. The destroyer literally just died like, ah.
Hey,
Dora the
Kwakky, your
destroyer.
screen stopped going.
We've almost been going for 20 minutes now, so get ready. Oh god. For God's sake, of course I'm the one with a bin launched at me. I just had a bin launched at me. I'm now sad. Because I had a bin launched. He knocked off practically both of them.
Look at these juicy pieces of gummy.
Hello, Duck. I have came to steal your soul.
Focus on the gummy.
Please tell me I'm the yeeter of yeetity-yeetittiness. Wait.
Focus on the gummy, for God's sake.
And
Gum 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 gum.
I know. For about a minute.
don't go down there, it's a trap.
Don't go down there. It's a trap.
Yeah, didn't Luke start that?
It's not a trap! It is a question!
It is not about why, it's not about why, it's about why not.
Yes.
Yeah!
Insert Dave Johnson from Portal 2.
Amateur Labs. I nearly called it Amateur Labs.
Oh yes, Amateur Labs.
Did you see how close I was from hitting me in the head? I almost got hit in the head by a dumpster. Instead of
Concussion.
almost hitting my head on a dumpster.
Duolingo says it's Russian or concussion.
Russia or
You
concussion?
learn the Russian or you get the concussion.
French or the trench. It's simple.
Let's show the bed.
Vanish or vanish.
Okay, I'm having to go to the
Not
technics for
this
this.
Ah! I didn't look! I wasn't looking!
Get
Oh my
dunked
god,
on,
it's the
kid.
glitch. Oh, it's the no texture tower.
Textures haven't loaded.
Oh no, it's Duck.
Man, textures haven't loaded on the tower.
Duck out the way of the duck. Because the duck might do the ducking. The ducking ducks. I just realized how wrong that sounds and I almost died.
I know.
Wow!
Wrong jump down at the wrong time.
I just died a painful, horrible death of deathliness.
He just got. Did he get hit in the face by a dumpster?
No,
That
he
happened.
jumped down as my dumpster was going. Bro got dumped.
I got
You sound like you farted.
hit in the face by a
Bro.
dumpster.
Am I the best
Insert
player
lucky
here?
music.
Am I the best player?
Yeah, you probably are, Cody.
Lucky music.
Oh no, eat sandwich.
Who the hell is eat
Beautiful
sandwich?
sandwich.
Okay,
It's the
someone
person
else-
who's going to
someone make the line that Duolingo says.
I will give you
Japanese. Or snap your knees.
I will give you sandwich.
Remember guys, it's Japanese or snap your knees.
Spanish or Spanish.
Sandwich.
Don't ask me how or why I'm alive.
Sandwich.
No, come around here. Come around here.
He's gonna hit this thing and then we're all gonna die at once. Oh,
Sandwich.
I
I
won.
will give
Oh wait, no
you
I haven't yet.
sandwich to heal. Sandwich. The snack of champions. So you're like
You can eat my sweet tasting buttocks.
Oh no, someone points the
No,
poison.
literally, he said the snack of champions.
Sandwich.
The burger just freaking
Chocobo.
over.
Floating because I'm in heaven.
Are you alright? Are you alright?
Ching ching hanji, ching chong ho. Dun 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 dun. I swear to God, dong hong. I came so
Remember to
close.
use the nuke. Remember, if someone,
Hold on,
if someone,
On
if
my
someone
screen, Ollie
if
just
someone
did like
dodging-
boom.
okay, if someone keeps dodging, Time to bring in the nukes.
Oh no, Cody's just gonna nuke us all in one go, like.
Man. That wasn't so bad.
That wasn't so bad.
Japanese, always snap your knees.
That was not medicine. Japanese.
Robots in disguise.
Bro, jump down here. It's a safe
Give
spot.
me all your sandwich.
No, jump down here. It's a safe
Give
spot.
me your sandwich.
Give me your sandwich.
Imagine if we just get squished by
Oh no, look out! Dora
That's
says
not.
run from the car.
Elon Musk.
Wait, no, here's a Dora the Explorer line. Everyone shush. Oh no! Dora says look out for the flying cars that are burning with oil. Wait, have any of you guys gone on TikTok before?
No.
Yes.
I've
Well,
seen
if you do, have you ever heard this voice? Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today
Boom.
we are playing
Just die already.
Sassy
Bye,
Obby. Wow.
Bye, bye.
Hello, duck.
I'm floating.
Duck.
Salmon cheese.
I'm just gonna stay
Well,
away
look
and sit in my own
at
corner and
camera
film
for a
it.
second.
And
Look
then
at my camera for a second. Look at my camera for a second.
It's me.
Da Vinci.
Yoink.
No. I am going to get a snack.
Get a snack at 4 AM, be like. Hey, you're the yeeter. Ollie, you're the yeeter.
oh god, I was checking Discord.
The
Sorry.
yeeter the defeater.
You kill a cheetah.
Hey, Caleb,
Robots.
wait,
Soldiers.
okay, guys.
Bombs.
No, wait, guys. Remember, Caleb Billion is the Gaster Blaster Master.
If you want a snack, here comes a vending machine.
You see here, but you see here, the Gaster Blaster is magic. But the Gaster Blaster is magic. Gaster Blaster is magic, so Caleb is also the Gaster Blaster Mastercaster. But Caleb was rising it around, and he passed the Gaster Blaster. So it was a Gaster Blaster Mastercaster disaster.
I'm so confused with what you just said, Cody.
You're confused because people kept speaking over me.
Just die.
I'm okay.
Okay, so I know the tactic for next time.
Gaster Blaster Mastercaster.
Disaster mala. Wait.
Sorry, no. Caleb is a Gaster Blaster Caster Master.
Disaster.
Caleb was riding around on it one day, but he crashed into it. So it was a Gaster Blaster Mastercaster disaster.
Oh my god. I'm not dead.
But I ended up dying.
You are dead. No surprise.
No, you are dead.
You are dead. Not big surprise. Duck, stop trying to throw bombs at me. It's not funny anymore. I don't want a fat man yeeted at me. And I got close to the button. Okay,
I'm pretty sure, Caleb was riding around in that Gaster Blaster Mastercaster disaster, but he found out it was also a bit faster than the regular Gaster Blaster. Am I confusing you?
oh god, eat sandwich.
Yeah, eat these sandwiches.
You are dead.
That was a joke.
Some people are allergic to nuts.
Ah, you little.
Watch the whole tower collapse.
And I got close, and we got close to the button as well.
Suck my nuts, suck my nuts, suck my yucks. Suck my nuts, suck my nuts, my yucks. Oh,
Ho ho ho.
oh, bozo.
No, you assholes! You win it just as I leave.
The point is, you don't want to get rid of most of the tower in the start.
I tried doing that so that I could knock the whole tower down. At least try to.
Wow.
Look at this sandwich.
I mean, you gotta watch out.
Professionals have standards.
Said
Eating
by the
Pringles.
sniper.
It's a big job, mate.
I was eating Pringles.
My
Oh, eating Pringles. Give me on your
You
Pringles.
are eating Pringles.
Ow!
Easy
here.
target.
Need a Spencer here.
Kwakky, give us a Pringle, will you?
Will
Give us a-
do.
Error.
Here
us
is a
a-
Pringle.
Hold up, let me just return to
I
the
like
call.
trains.
Thank you.
That's a train, you idiot.
I like trains.
You ate the Pringle.
I did.
I like trains.
You ate the Pringle. You ate the Pringle.
It's not a train, it's a fucking truck.
Trains don't exist in this game, so close enough.
I'm just. Oh wait, I've had an idea. I'm gonna bring the ramp angle all the way up and see what horror I can build.
I know, I mean, like, I already know what happens. So time to back away.
Jesus.
Yeah, you can literally hit the, respawn point.
Jesus.
Sandwich has already died.
I'm landing where Kwakky is, but I ended up dying. Because I fell on a ledge that wasn't, that I could, catch myself on.
Professionals have standards.
Professionals have standards.
Standards have professionals.
Be
But
smart.
What the hell
I
was
didn't-
that?
Right. Be a fish.
Don't be a fish. Be a bright puffer fish.
Be a duck.
No.
Don't be a buck. Be a duck.
Please
For
have
$9.99.
1 year meat.
Beaduck.com. Well, no, this is a perfect ad for a duck store. Don't be a buck. Be a duck. You can buy your own yellow or white duck today. Only $9.99 per duck. Have a quacking day. Oh,
They said there was effing days. Stupid.
no, I said have a quacking day.
Yeah, and I translated it into duck.
Oh, I was so close!
Ah, take that, Cody.
I speak duck, and quacking is effing.
Excuse
Okay.
me, what the hell? Let me play the perfect sound effect what you just said.
Excuse me, what are you doing in my phone?
I'm
Why is
gonna...
your face so close to the camera?
What the hell?
Cody's just gone.
How did I just get launched?
My body still exists, but I'm afraid that one nuke, if it does explode, it can ruin your day.
Oh, the nuke no longer exists.
It can ruin your day when it will shoot you away up into the sky, high into the sun.
If I don't win this, I blame Kwakky.
The time is 9:11 a.m.
Wait,
no.
guys.
9/11?
Yeah. We're gonna have to end the vid soon.
Guys, where you are, it's 8/11.
Oh yeah, like we're gonna have to leave soon and prepare for the live stream.
Whoever chose 8:30 for live stream is goddamn terrible at timing and does not know who actually goes to bed or near about there. So you're gonna sort out your time zone so I'm there as well.
It was Ollie who set it up.
I mean, you gotta change it so I can be there as well. Because apparently I got told 10 minutes until bed.
Well, we might just have to call off the live stream and do it another night. Do you think we should do that?
One nuke can ruin your day when you shoot you away high into the sun, up into the sky, and no one knows where you will go.
Aggressive keyboard noises.
Professionals have standards.
Standards have professionals.
Did you see me pull up that move?
Did you see me do an Undertale Sans move? Professionals have standards.
Professionals have standards. Be polite. Be official.
Standards have professionals.
Yes.
The amateurs department.
Here you go. Here is a Pringle.
Hold up. Let me just pull up my camera. Thank you for the Pringle.
You're not aiming at me.
Yeah,
Yum.
I know. I need blood.
I'm pretty sure Kwakky right now is identifying as spaghetti or something.
What? How dare you throw Spampton's home at me?
Stop calling it Spampton's home. Nobody loves me.
That's what someone who stole Spampton's home would say.
Not even...
I'm pro.
Okay, so after this round, should we play something else?
I think after this we should probably call off the video. This video is almost 40 minutes long. So yeah.
I mean, that's good for about episode 2.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was brilliant, Cody.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, we play something else now? And Cody...
Oh man, I'm so close to the button though.
Yeah, once Cody's done.
Wait, I just realized. God damn. I thought it was
Yeah.
one... I thought there was...
Okay.
I thought that was the last layer.
Yeah.
Later.
Either way, we're gonna have to call off. Well, we're gonna have to win the video soon.
I mean,
What about the live?
No.
What about the stream?
Stream will be tomorrow, remember that.
Remember the 5th of November.
It's the 6th of November.
That's why they say remember the 5th of November.
Which was yesterday.
Where I am, it was 2 days ago.
Remember
Okay, we play
the
something
5th of
else now?
Gunpowder something treason. I see no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be
What should we
forgot.
play next?
Anyway, guys, we're gonna end the video here because
Sing your tune then.
Thank
In
you.
danger! I'm in danger! Danger!
Okay,
See you later.
everyone say ta-ta.
I'm in danger! I'm
See ya.
in danger!